You say what are you saying, Igal, about this? How have you looked at this from a rival's point of view?
First things first, I am so happy that I'm not involved in any of the drama going on right now. I'm seeing Chelsea fans going through stuff. I'm seeing Manchester United fans going through stuff, and I'm just sitting pretty not involved. So that's my first impression. I'm like, thank God it's not my club involved. Second of all, when I'm looking at it as a football fan, I'm saying to myself, we already knew what was going on. No, there's no innocent party in this. Ronaldo is at fault for not being like transparent and telling them what was going to be said in the interview. Manchester United could have let the guy go, and they could have got rid of his contract a long time ago. Ten Hag is the only person I say is innocent in this. The players are innocent in this, but the Manchester United board and Cristiano Ronaldo, they both have themselves to blame for this situation. He came back. He's still there. He's getting paid an absorbent amount of money. If he really wanted to leave, he could have done something about it. And if the board really wanted him gone, they could have done something about it. I hold them both accountable for the situation they found themselves in.
Can you
Well,
hear me now, by the way?
there we go. That's better.
My mic wasn't switched on through that. You know, when you go into settings, you press the audio, it was coming through my camera for some reason. I don't know why. My webcam. That was such a rookie error, but
And you should also have those mics up like in front of you, directly in front of you.
yeah, this is why I have this here as well. It's been blessed from here, really. Like, well, I can have it close to my mouth if you want it here, Terry. Does that make you happy?
We'll work on it behind the scenes. Behind the scenes.
Yeah.
But listen, I get where you're coming from. Like, this interview is broken into parts for me. So what he said about, and this is what I found really interesting, just the comments on the video I put out today. You'll see someone say, how can you have a go at Ronaldo? He's called out the Glazers. I'm like, no, I praised him for that point. I say praised him. I'm happy that someone of his profile is calling out problems at the club. When I talk about our training facilities are in the dark ages, relatively speaking, and that creates poor performance on the football pitch. Of course it does. You've seen the difference in Newcastle's ability to play, and a lot of that is the improvements that they're making behind the scenes, as well as the improvements they're making on the football pitch and in personnel. You then get the elements of what he's saying about Ten Hag. And the bit that really made me laugh, you see at the beginning clip with Piers Morgan, the manager and some people upstairs are trying to get me out. I'm like, bro, before Ten Hag arrived, you informed the club you were leaving. So I don't understand how it's plausible for Ten Hag to be trying to force a player out against his will who has handed in a transfer request. So for me, when I look at this overall, there's some good bits, there's some bad bits, and there's others that I'm not going to give an opinion on yet. The stuff about his daughter, the stuff about the Rooney thing. As much as it's a dig, we haven't heard how he said it. He could be laughing and joking like it's his mate and banter him a little bit, and I want to wait to hear that before I judge it. The stuff with his daughter and the board members that weren't believing him in the summer, I want more information on that. But calling out Ten Hag for saying he wanted to get rid of me when you were the man that put in a transfer request. If you're a United fan and you're buying this, you're a fool. You're an absolute fool. You can't be forcing a player out who's trying to leave. Igal was right. I predicted this in the summer, and I said it a number of times. If we stick with him, if we don't get him out, he'll become a problem for Erik Ten Hag. He truly will, and we're now seeing that. And I'm glad it's happened though, because it will now mean he'll leave. There's no way he's kicking the ball for us again. He could even have his contract terminated. The club is seeking legal advice on that now. And hopefully we are seeing the end of this version of Cristiano Ronaldo at Man United and better things to come in the future.
Can I go again? My bad.
Yeah, go on.
Can I quickly go? What I was trying to say is my whole, so technically what you've just said there, either Roy Keane is a liar now or Ronaldo's the liar, because Roy Keane said that he had transfers to go here, there, and everywhere in the summer, that he could have went somewhere. But Ronaldo's saying he's being forced out, which don't make no sense for me. So I get what you mean. The Rooney part, surely he must be having a laugh. But if he's not, that means he can't take constructive criticism from someone that's been at the top level. And yeah, he might be as a little bit older than him, but or is he a little bit younger than him? One or the other. But like, people age differently. People go on to do different things, you know. Like, who cares what you're doing, mate? Not every 38-year-old is doing what you're doing. He's probably like one of the only few 38-year-olds or 37-year-olds in the world that keep their body in tip-top condition and everything. So I just wonder, yeah. This is my thinking behind it slightly. If he was playing week in, week out, would this interview have came out? I don't think it would. It's the fact that he's made it all about him. It's absolutely pissed me right off about it, because I felt hurt yesterday on my own stream. I was generally like thinking like, bro, like why? Like things are going so well, but I wonder if this was this the interview that was meant to come out in August by any chance?
It can't have been because he
It's all
mentioned
recent.
he mentioned the Tottenham game in there, so it.
Oh, okay, so
in the last month, yeah.
So he's done it now. He's disrespected the club. But as soon as he mentioned Ten Hag and anything around that, that's where it's done for me, man. And honestly, yeah, like, I can't. I'm just ashamed. Why it has to be my legend that has to do this out of all people?
The thing
Like,
is, though,
honestly,
it doesn't.
Why are you laughing, bro? Don't
See,
laugh,
why
fam. You
would
ain't got no legend.
Kaz, this is the thing. You don't even need to say that. He's still a legend. Like,
yeah, of course.
And the reason I say that is go back through the history that Roy Keane had with the club. Even his first contract renewal at the club was very, very tumultuous. These things happen. It's normal. So it doesn't change how I feel about Ronaldo. I still love Ronaldo. I know why he's doing it. He's engineering a move away. Man United said no because they didn't believe they were being offered a reasonable amount of money for him in the transfer market. And even at 37,
but to do it, Piers Morgan out of all
Does it not
people,
change his
Piers
name, though?
Morgan.
Terry, don't you think
Hang
this
on,
taints his name?
Sorry, go on, Jules. Go on, Jules. What are you saying?
I was just going to say, don't you think this taints his name, though? Because the first time he left you guys, he sort of forced himself out. He started being all this horrible person, like just like what he's doing now, being this narcissistic and making it all about himself. He done this the first time when he wanted to leave Man United, and now he's doing it again at like a whole, 13, 14 years later.
No, but Jordan, it's
37-year-old. It just shows
it's different,
that
though.
hasn't grown. It is different. The situation is different. We all understand that, but it just shows that him as a person hasn't grown. He's not changed, and he's going to continue to do this wherever he is. It's going to make it all about himself.
No. But no, you know why I disagree, Jordan? Because see, back in Onan and so forth, everyone knew that and it's the same thing we know in football. When Real Madrid come calling, that's where you need to go. Remember, he's Portuguese, so he's of that kind of like Spanish speaking. So you always knew that whatever he did, even Fergie admitted that, look, it's Real Madrid. This is your dream. I won't stand in your way. And this is a guy who won the Ballon, has just won the Ballon d'Or, and is now a young and up-and-coming talent. Fast forward to, we're dealing with a geriatric. We're literally dealing with the Portuguese Gerd Müller. So this geriatric right now, who can hardly run, can hardly move, and relies on tap-ins, is now trying to sort of say that, Tom, I don't know why you're covering your face. I'm speaking the facts here. Is not trying to now say that, oh my gosh, I've been disrespected. This looks so bad on this clown because here's the thing. United just won without you. They've been playing well without you. And when you look, because all the dots connect, when you just look at all of the comments on Instagram via his sister, it's either him or him acting as a sister on Instagram and so forth. This guy has a huge ego. Rio even admitted that, like, apparently he sends him like a message saying that, oh, does that guy really think that Messi is better than me? But this is the key that people are missing. A certain group created this monster. So as much as you want to look at Cristiano, the guys I really blame are his fans, as in his real extreme fans, because they keep on enabling him. Because there are still guys that I've spoken to who say that, nah, Cristiano is right. Because people have gone so far to say that, what has Ten Hag done? Ten Hag wouldn't even be half the person Cristiano was.
And that's a great point. I want to play everyone this video clip from Graham Souness today, and I want everyone just to listen to what he said here.
No, I'm not interested. With all due respect, I'm not interested in what people are phoning in and saying about this Ronaldo situation.
First mad thing about that is he's not interested in what the people that pay to phone in to talk sport have got to say. That's the first crazy bit.
They're the lifeblood of it. James Harrison, United fan. Ronaldo's the past, Ten Hag's the future. Simple. No player's bigger than the club.
I'll come back to it in 5 years' time. No one will remember Ten Hag.
See, and he keeps saying this. And the reason I wanted to say that there is he's come out a few times when Ronaldo was being insubordinate a few weeks back. What Souness and a lot of other pros said that were defending Ronaldo is Ronaldo's going to be in 100. This is true. In 100 years' time, the world of football will remember Cristiano Ronaldo. We don't know if the world of football will remember Ten Hag. But for me, that's the crazy justification. That is what he's diehard fanboys say as well. But Ronaldo is Ronaldo, the highest goal scorer in the history of the game. Who is Ten Hag to tell him what to do? You can't allow that. You can't allow it to ride in your football club. Ronaldo isn't the 700 career goal scoring striker anymore. He isn't the Ronaldo of 5, 10, 15 years ago. He makes Man United worse. And we did win without him yesterday. The crazy thing is, after that Chelsea and Spurs debacle, We then played 5 games where he was in the starting lineup. And in those games, this is the craziest part about it. We scored 5 goals across those 5 games, lost our unbeaten record, and really struggled. In the 2 games subsequently since he's been quote unquote ill, we've scored 6 goals, progressed in the cup, and won that final game. Yes, it was a little dramatically. Yes, we weren't at our greatest yesterday, but 6 goals in 2 games versus 5 goals in 5 games with him, with a defeat in the midst of it, and a draw, I believe, as well. This guy he's a legend of the game. He's a legend of Man United, but he's absolutely past his best. But he's living in this is the biggest issue. He's living in denial, and he doesn't want to accept it. He doesn't want to accept.
Can I add something as well, Terry?
Real
quick,
Terry, just real quick, and it comes to guys, like the whole denial. That's why I look at his fans. If every time you go on and everything, people still think you're the best, you're at your peak, you're one of the greatest, and they still think that you're that 25, 26-year-old, you believe you're on a hype. This guy said during the international break that, oh, I'm going to be at Euro 2024. What? You can hardly move on so forth, but he announced to the Portuguese guys that, yes, I plan to be at Euro 2024, and that is because people are buying into this whole crazy myth that this guy is still at his peak.
Right, and this is what you get. Terry might as well wear a Glazer in t-shirt. See, this is what people are doing, and you're not going to.
Don't bother.
No, you need to. What I will say to YouTube is always respond to your audience, otherwise they fuck off to other channels. Very key lesson. Even the ones that are being rude. I'm not Glazer in. I can support him in terms of that, but moaning about not being picked, moaning about being forced out the club, when you're not good enough anymore, you're not good enough anymore. That isn't being Glazer in. In fact, I'm frustrated that we kept him. I'm frustrated that Ten Hag's request wasn't allowed to go through, and that was probably due to the fact that there was no commercial replacement for him, someone that wasn't going to sell the shirt numbers, get the eyes and whatever else on the game. The fact that the biggest content creator in the world right now has flown across the world twice this year to see him play and hasn't got to see him. Like, that's a big thing for Man United. Why do you think Man United hosted this guy in their boxes at the grounds? Why do you think Man United paid for that? Because they wanted the attention that comes with it because of him and Cristiano Ronaldo. It's all about money, my friend. So if that makes me Glazer in, fair play to you.
But this is...
Sorry, but I'm going to do these comments. So I've got to do these comments, sorry. Neexius says, Erik Ten Hag has benefited from everything that has happened with Ronaldo. His position is now stronger. I think that's a fair point.
I think so.
I think it's a fair point there by Neeks. Terry, how do you know he wasn't trying to how do you know he wasn't trying to leave as they were forcing him out? That's a good point. They could have made the first move to push him out. I'll be interested to hear that if that's the way around. I believe that.
No. I think he's saying forcing him to stay. I think he means forcing him to stay.
No, I think he means maybe his agent was only looking for a new club because Ten Hag was forcing him out. But that's fair enough. What are you crying for? So that's not disrespectful. That's because you're not good enough. What you should have done if you didn't really want to leave is when you've had an opportunity to play, show the manager you're still good enough, and you didn't do that. Ronaldo said Carrington's gym was a pure gym.
Yeah, pure. Those guys are expensive, man. Pure gym.
It's awful. No, it's £25 a month. That's not expensive.
Yes. No. It's gone up. So maybe it's different now, but it was super expensive.
I'm reserving judgment until I see the whole interview. People are basing their opinions on short clips, one line of text. Let's wait for the whole interview, in my opinion. I think the one thing that's dangerous about that, though, is Ronaldo still. This is one thing fans can't get their heads around, and I think it's a lot of young people that haven't had real jobs yet. And that's, he doesn't have any right to say it whether it's true or not. There's clauses in all of your employment contracts that state you can't discuss internal policies and going-ons on the internet. You couldn't go out tonight, George or Egal, and tweet about your company negatively and expect to have a job in the morning.
No, hell no.
I was gonna.
Yeah, go
Can I ask you this question, Terry? Because you'd be more clued up to me about this stuff than myself. I saw something from Mundo, the Spanish newspaper. Apparently, there's some sort of article faulting in some regulations or something that Man United can legally terminate its contract without compensation. Is that right, or to your knowledge, or anyone's knowledge here?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what clauses you broke. But if you break a clause in your employment contract, there are typically grounds to terminate it. But of course, United need to be careful because it's a very expensive process to get wrong. But yes, there is definitely grounds. I spoke to a journalist last night that said his view is, without even speaking to anybody, that United would probably look to terminate the contract. But if they can terminate it without mutual consent, it means they don't have to make a payout to him. It means no more
That's
money.
good then. That's why we're winning anyways. Look, we wanted him to go in January. He's made this mess himself. We want another striker. That means we're getting another striker. There you go. Do I trust this club to get another striker? No. But should we? Yeah. And this makes it all the easier. So we're winning either way. So and he gets what he wants. We got what we get what we want. He gets what he wants. Done. We don't even have to spend no money in it, and we save money. That's it. Done.
But you know what I'll say though before I go to the guy is that
it's your problem now. He's going to Chelsea.
No. Oh, hell no. That ain't happening. Hell no.
Yes, he is.
No. So basically, United, I feel that United have to terminate his contract January 1st. Doesn't matter how much it costs and everything, just for perception-wise, terminates Christina's contract come January 1st. Now, here's the thing, though. That's why this guy needs to have a good World Cup. Because if he doesn't have a good World Cup and it's like mediocre, please tell me who is going to buy a 38-year-old? Which top team? I'll say this again. Chelsea are rebuilding. Don't give me any of that Cristiano to Chelsea crap. That crap in the hammer.